Can you talk about, is this a heavy lift for people?
Mm.
When somebody's looking at implementing something like this, like what kind of a lift is it for them to start having something usable to pull from?
Do I have to say it depends for you?
Yeah.
Or like,
Oh, man.
it is, it's the answer to almost every question that comes
It
up like
is.
this.
Yeah,
Um,
right.
but like to put some more thought behind that. One of the variables I would look at for it depends is your kind of existing state. So we've had clients come on board who had a very, like, maybe in a more analog way or a less efficient way, organized really good resources. And they just needed a really good bucket that was searchable and easy to use to put them in. And that's been a really easy transition. And they came in and their Deltek data was great and their open asset data was great. And we just basically plugged it all together and off they go.
Hmm.
Not quite that simple, but that's one end of the spectrum. We've had other clients who have come on board who, I'm not going to name them. I'll let them tell, maybe they'll tell their story on this, but like, I'll use them as an example. They came on board at like 60 people and had nothing in terms of systems. And they had severe growing pains. And they were getting all this work. They were growing. They're like, we cannot keep operating like this without really clear procedures and standards and a way to connect the people. Like, it's just not working anymore. And so they took a year to implement because they had to write everything. These are things that they had never, ever written down. It was all just kind of social or tribal knowledge. And so that was actually the lift. We've had clients use synthesis as a Trojan horse for the culture change they were wanting to affect. So I can think of one CEO who took over one of our clients, and it's an engineering firm, and they had kind of a, I say this, I'm going to put a disclaimer out here. Some of the most collaborative, sharing knowledge, best clients we have are engineers. Like they do really, really well with our product. This culture was kind of more of the caricature that some architects may say about engineers, right? They just were very close to the vest. They weren't sharing. It was a tough environment. And she came in and basically like collaboration is the key to our thriving and actually maybe even survival as a company. And so she used this kind of social intranet at the time as a way. She used sharing on the platform and asking all of the kind of leaders and held them accountable to sharing X amount of time as a way to make that culture change of making the company more collaborative and open and transparent. So I'm kind of a little all over the map there, but that's honestly what our journey's been like. We just find people in various states of existing content and also what their ambitions are.
Yeah.
And then how much they can resource the thing. So sometimes people try and take this on with like 3 other things going, and some people wait until they can really get a strong runway at it.